Under normal circumstances, what does it take to become a naturalized citizen in Taiwan? And are there any recent changes that you think have a material effect on most applicants?
So, in general, a foreign national needs to live in Taiwan for 5 consecutive years and be a resident for 183 days, so physically present in Taiwan uh, in each of those years. And then there's a few other requirements like a clean criminal record, and you need to show evidence that you can support yourself. But those are pretty trivial. But the big one is that almost everyone has to renounce their original nationality.
And so these foreign professionals, the official government numbers show that in 2023, last year, there were only 28 people who became naturalized citizens in Taiwan through, under this category of foreign professionals. And 12 of those, almost half, were from the United States. Meanwhile, of course, there are hundreds of thousands of South and Southeast Asian people living in Taiwan. And I'm just wondering, does the discrepancy between these two figures tell us anything about the Taiwan government's preferences when it comes to new citizens?
There are now, since 2017, there's been a very, very narrow exception for what they call high level or senior level professionals. These are people, they don't have to be Nobel laureates, but they're typically people who have, a long track record in Taiwan of high achievement. What you're talking about are those high level professionals who were able to naturalize and then become dual citizens. So they're these really exceptional types. So it's that's considered to be a very extreme privilege.
The KMT has recently been advocating for foreign spouses from the PRC to have a faster path to naturalization. How are foreign spouses from the PRC treated under Taiwan's existing law? And given the sensitivities around cross-strait relations, how does reform in this specific area play out in Taiwan's domestic politics?
Well, the PRC spouses or PRC nationals that's the People's Republic of China, are in a special category. It's probably best to see them as quasi foreigners, and so there are special laws dealing with all kinds of relations with China, including people to people relations. Of course, there's also the concern that some of these people could be participating in United Front activities in Taiwan or even conducting espionage here. All that said, those I think are all legitimate concerns, but it is really important to keep in mind that the vast majority of PRC spouses in Taiwan are at the bottom of society. There's a lot of prejudice against them, and they have a lot of social problems that they're facing. So it's a very complex and nuanced issue, I think. Unfortunately, it provokes very strong emotions and very black and white views on it, depending on what kind of identity you have.